Have you ever wondered what it's like to be someone else? What is their life like? What do they want? What do they need? Do they wonder about the same things you wonder about? What makes them feel happy? Do they ever feel alone? Left out? Maybe there is a reason they don't just jump in and join the rest of the group. For the most part, we go about our days, walking right by everyone else, without even noticing they are there. We are so caught up in having fun with the friends we already have, that we just don't even see them. What would happen if we took the time to try and reach out to them? Instead of expecting them to come to us, what if we went to them and tried to get to know them? It seems like that's what Jesus did. He went to the people. He loved people, all people, no matter who they were, or what they had done, or what had happened to them. Whether they were born rich, born blind, or caught in sin, Jesus said, "I do not condemn you," and offered them a fresh start. Why is it that, in today's world, Christianity is often used to do the opposite, to condemn people? There are tons of people who have rejected Jesus because they don't like Christianity. They don't like the way Christianity is used to control people, rather than as a message about loving all people. They perceive Christianity to have a long list of do's and don'ts, and these do's and don'ts are even different from church to church. The roots of a lot of this can actually be traced really far back, really far back around 300 AD. This is when Rome made Christianity the national religion. The expression of Christianity began to change once the people in power started using it for their own purposes. Jesus originally said that all of the law and the prophets can be boiled down to this: love God and love others. However, throughout history, people in power have tried to add on more and more things to this message. You won't be able to go to heaven without paying for this, or you have to worship exactly like this. All these mixed up messages have piled up so much that some people have just said, "I've had enough of this religion thing," and left. Others of us who have stuck with Christianity have developed our own issues too. We easily get so busy with our own worship and going to church twice a week and serving on this and that committee that we forget to do the one simple thing Jesus commanded: go about our days loving others. So, whether we've left church or whether we've stayed, it seems like many of us have forgotten how truly beautiful, inviting, and transformative Jesus' true message is. God did not send his Son to condemn the world, but to save it. That's John 3:17. Jesus reconciled all things through his death on the cross. That's Colossians 1:15-20. And God is working to make all things new. That's Revelations 21:5. When we forget the beauty of this message, it's easy to forget to go about days like Jesus did, actively seeking out opportunities to love others. Have you ever wondered what would happen if we actually tried this? What if we tried living like Jesus did, by going to the people and getting to know them, and finding ways to offer love and support? Who are the people that we would find? We might find people who try hard at school but just can't find a teacher who takes the time to really help them figure it out. We might find people who are lonely and don't have a strong family to come home to. We might find people who have a physical difficulty that was not in any way their fault. We might find people who just seem to get bad news after bad news. We might find people who work hard but just have bad luck. We might find people who have to spend all their time and money just working to have enough to eat. Every single one of us has had these moments in our life that need some redemption, that need some light brought into the darkness, that need some love offered from a real person in the midst of a hard moment. We've all had moments where we just needed someone to reach out and offer us a fresh start. We've all needed someone to offer us a chance to be defined by who we are and what our potential is, not by what has happened to us. I love what Jesus said to the woman caught in sin. He said, "Let you who are without sin cast the first stone." And when no one moved, he said, "Look, no one has condemned you, and so neither do I condemn you." That's John 8:7-10. When we first take the time to get to really know people, it can all feel a bit overwhelming. Unlike Jesus, who always seems to know exactly what to do and what to say, we often find ourselves wondering what to do and say. We question what we even have to offer someone else. Who am I? How can I help? What good can I bring to someone else, especially when I've got my own issues to deal with? And why is all this bad stuff happening in the first place? Many people say if God is real, he wouldn't let bad things happen, right? He certainly wouldn't let the big things happen, like hurricanes and earthquakes, and he probably wouldn't even let all the small everyday bad things happen, like tripping on the stairs. It seemed to me that if God is real, and yet he allows all these things to happen, then there must be something good that can emerge that couldn't be gotten another way. It must be something like Mr. Rogers said, "When there is trouble going on, look for the helpers." Somehow, in the midst of tragedy, we can discover that we need each other, and we can be inspired to reach out and help one another. This is not a given that this will happen, but there is an opportunity lying deep within every tragedy. Somehow, as we choose to band together in the midst of a hard situation, we can discover that whatever we lost pales in comparison to the joy of just being alive and being together. The stuff we lose in tragedy can be tangible things we own, like losing our home to a fire, physical abilities, like losing our sight, or intangible things, like a friendship. These are all things that we never really needed as much as we thought we did. And through their loss, as we serve others and let others serve us, we can all grow into ever more loving and compassionate people. I recently heard an interview from this guy named Kevin Kling on a Twin Cities PBS documentary. Kevin was born without part of his left arm. Later in life, he had his right arm paralyzed in a motorcycle accident. Kevin is a famous actor, and he enjoys acting with a troupe of actors with disabilities. Apparently, someone asked this group one time, if you were given a pill that would make it so your disability had never happened, would you take it? You know what Kevin said? Kevin said that not a single person in the troupe said that they would have taken it. They all liked who they had become, through having their disabilities, better than who they were before their disabilities. So, to the people who say, if God is real, then he wouldn't let bad things happen, perhaps we should say, maybe the bad thing is never having a bad thing happen. How else would we ever learn to find real joy in loving and serving others? How else would we discover that the whole point is that we are all tied, all laced together? Our tragedies and our attention to each other in the midst of them, and our growth into ever more loving people through those tragedies are what do the lacing. So when we learn to look for the people outside of our immediate circles and invite them in, and we inevitably witness moments of need, we discover together that togetherness was the whole point. It doesn't take a genius to do this. We don't need to fix them or fix ourselves. We may feel like we don't have a lot to offer someone, but we have ourselves, our time, our attention, our care. We just need to be there for one another and love one another. Like Jesus originally said, we just need to lace ourselves together. So may you have the courage to notice one another, to give each moment and each person your fullest attention. May you get rid of whatever is distracting you from the real people you cross paths with every day. May you become an ever more loving person and invite people on the outside in and get to know them and get to know their hardships, their tragedies. May you realize that Jesus never asked us to fix anyone, but to welcome them and offer them a fresh start. May you discover that our moments of deepest need are the moments that God wants to use to bring us all together, to lace us all together. And in this togetherness, may you discover that this is what life is all about. Whatever things you may lose along the way are things that you didn't ultimately need. And may you go about every single day loving God and loving one another.
Oh wait, is it rolling? Whoa, it's like not looking at me. Is it looking at me? Okay. No! I said natural religion. This is when Rome made Christianity the national religion.